And we are live. Welcome everyone to another Apollo Justice Ace Attorney live stream. Actually, technically it's dual Destinies, but you know. And technically I think that's considered a Phoenix, but whatever. I will say I forgot that we still had some cross-examination to do. So. But I think we get to day 2 of investigation today. So, yeah. Dash, welcome to the stream. How's your Thursday been? I woke up from a nap like half an hour ago, so I got me some Zoa to get me going. How about John Harbaugh as the new head coach of the New York Giants? Alright. Think I'm good at looking stuff. Whew. Gassy. No, I think Miami's getting a Packers-related coach. The Titans are the ones that wanted Harbaugh. And, I mean, they had everything ready. He wasn't going to go to Miami. From the sounds of it, it sounded like it was Atlanta, New York, and Tennessee. And I think Cam Scatterboo and Jackson Dart just, that tandem won him over. Just seeing if there's any other news here. Doesn't look like it. Alright. I gotta lower my audio. We'll get rid of that. Get the in-game audio going. Then I can up it back out. Whew. I wouldn't say you have a better chance when you still have the Rams, the Niners, the Sea Chickens. Let's see, who else is in the NFC? The Bears, the Packers, who are always good for some reason. Like, the NFC, I would argue, is better than the AFC. I think you have a better chance to make the Super Bowl in the AFC than the NFC. Because with the AFC, the big names are getting older. The NFC, somehow magically 37-year-olds are MVP talents. I mean, Mahomes now, yeah, who knows what's going to happen now for Mahomes. Tearing your ACL for him might be the end of his career. We don't know. Burrow's never healthy. Lamar's never healthy anymore. Like, the AFC side of things, outside of Josh Allen, isn't as daunting as people make it out to be, in my opinion. And also, I don't feel like there's as big of a gap between the big five and then the next level of quarterbacks. I don't feel like that gap's as big as it used to be. It's not every 3 minutes. It's every, I believe, 20-some minutes. That's not a joke. It's 3 minutes of ads every 20-some minutes. Let me see. I can give you the math. Because I'm the one who said it. So I know. Now, it's been a while since I said it, but let's see. I think it's a monetization. Yeah, it's 3 minutes an hour. Are you kidding me? Did they really? Oh, I could be a dick and I'm not going to. Oh, I didn't know that this got added. Hmm. Oh yeah, it's every 60 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, Josh is getting beat up. He's still good even when he's hurt, but he's getting beat up. Yeah, it's 3-minute ads every 60 minutes. So, and I'll tell you this much, I'm on the low end because I can get a potential revenue increase if I take it to 5 minutes. I'm not going to do that. 3 minutes is already too many ads in my opinion. So, they added some new stuff in the ads manager. So, I'll have to look at that. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. Let's go. I'm not gonna make it more frequent, I'll tell you that much. I'm keeping it at 60 minutes. That I'm not gonna change. I don't think I'm gonna put it up any higher than 3 minutes either. Mainly because 5 minutes of ads is a lot of fucking ads. Hell, even Amazon doesn't give you that. They give you 3-minute ads. That's as high as their ad breaks go. So, technically, I'm Amazon. Shit. Is that actually something? I I accidentally clicked on Twitter and apparently I don't I don't believe for a second this is legit. Well, maybe it is. It looks terrible. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. It was not legit. Alright. Ooh. I can only assume this guy is trying to rage bait. He's gotta be. Oh, apparently this guy's very mad that the NFL is gonna be on channels that apparently the common man has no access to, like ESPN. You know, the common man can't get ESPN. Mm. Or Channel 4 and 5, you know? NBC and Fox. I mean, the common man can't get literally the most basic cable. Bluey, shave your head. Pass the poor shit Bezos. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. And hell, we're getting close to it being all gone. We're getting real close because once this top portion's gone, it's all going. I'm getting rid of it all at that point. So we're getting real close. I don't know who they're interviewing for the job. Who are they interviewing for their OC jobs? Also, this guy's complaining about cartoon versions of the game. How dare you? Those are the best versions of the NFL games. Because then we get to see Mike Wazowski with a hell of a catch. And the speed on display by Sully, I mean, incredible. These people don't understand football. Well, there's the Rooney Rule. Steelers are requesting to talk to the Panthers DC. So, hate to say that's the Rooney Rule, but also I think that totally screams Flores. I think they're getting Flores. It's either them or the Ravens that's going Flores, one of the two. Alright. Enough of that. I've seen enough. Let's get to questioning a child about her father's arrest. McDaniels, Dobble, Cliff, Stefanski. They're interviewing. Well, McDaniels might take it because he said there's been a report that he said he'd take an OC job over a bad head coaching job. Which really the only good ones are the Ravens and Falcons for him. So. I don't know if you get Cliff. Cliff might get a head coaching job, so I don't know if you get Cliff. You might, though. That one would make sense. You ain't getting Stefanski. Stefanski's getting a head coaching job. Dobble, I don't know if you hire him. Out of those four, I think McDaniels is possible, but Cliff Kingsbury seems the most possible out of those four. Did I see Tim Mataro in the Fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw... Yes! Now I remember. Yokai! Yokai! Right there in that room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-huh. Lots. And lots of them. Lots of them? The fuck does that mean? We stepping into some Rosario plus vampire shit? What? What happened? Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenmataro happen to be among them? History with Hertz and can work with dual-type quarterbacks. Gone after 1 year of Dabble. I mean, it could happen. I think Cliff feels more probable. Also, he gives you the strategic advantage. Because what's better than taking a coach from a division rival? I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha Nurikabe. Seto Taisho. They were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. And I'm not talking about the rapper. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony? Ah! Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please, proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. This poor court, so much shit happened to them. I mean, shit happens in the courtroom. But my analytical, psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? I know you're a big fan of therapy. Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? Fuck therapy. It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. Oh. I'll show you. Betch. Alright, time for a therapy session. Look at all the yokai! Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena? What exactly are we looking at here? 45 different yokai. Parrot, a circus, a whip maniac, swords, coffee, guitaring. Am I missing anything? Let's see. I mean, they've had a lot of shit happen in this courtroom. You had the clown that had to prove testimony. You had the clown that had to testify. You had a possessed, deranged sister. That's in there. I think everything else you got on point. I don't think there's anything else that kind of like was batshit insane. I mean, this courtroom right now, I put Fulbright in there because, dear Lord, being in this courtroom with him's gotta suck. Oh, this? It's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa! You mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? I'm just gonna make Widget Meatwad from now on because I think it's funny if he's Meatwad. Like candy, bubblegum toffee. And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is making her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal, everyday objects as monsters in her head. I don't know what you mean. Maybe she is scared of random everyday objects. Maybe she got attacked by a couch when she was younger. Maybe a chair flew across the room and hit her in the face. We don't know. Oh yeah, the bomb going off. Yeah, because it's a flashback. You're right. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? Oh. Yeah. She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, hit probe again and try to get to the heart of the matter. Alright, let's give this a try. I'm about to probe the cat. Cat monster on a Wheel of Fire. What's this one? Wall monster. You got cup monsters. And then you've got raccoon dog. That's exactly what I thought that was, a raccoon dog. That's exactly what I would have called it, a raccoon dog. I like that the wall monster, you've got the gremlin with like the pliers here, and then you've got one with like a comb saw. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. That was it said that her mother burned to death? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Maybe it was and it's just been too long and I don't remember, but I don't know. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a wheel of fire. Um... Not seeing anything that would be a yokai on a wheel of fire. Oh man, just think about it. The Amazing Ninetales was part of Bullet Club. I really hope they give me like a full shot of things because I definitely could not tell you what it is right now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Yeah, so it's the chandelier. Because that's the closest thing to a wheel of fire. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? The light fixture? This one right here. It has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Kasha you saw was just a light fixture. Oh, do I have to get rid of all the yokai? That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster. It's just the statue of one. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue. Oh yeah. Taking the noise level down. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear's under control now. Oh, that fucking guitar coming in there. I wasn't ready for the electric guitar to start hitting. The fuck? Why did I get a YouTube notification? It's probably an upload, but yep. Oh, I got a good spam email. Love that. was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. I mean, none that she saw there. There were no yokai. She didn't see Tenmataro, keep in mind, in the Fox Chamber. Because she sees Tenmataro as she's coming towards the Fox Chamber. So. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology, and your intuition, Apollo. I can't speak. Psychology is a tough word for me to read. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Okay, Blackquill. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait. Jinxie? What about Tenmataro? Oh, fuck. She did state, though, for us at least, back when we talked to her, it was when she was turning in to go to the Fox Chamber that she saw Tenmataro pass her. I just want to point that out. So technically, Tenmataro was never there. $7, welcome to the stream. The trial's been fine. I will say I like the usage of yokais. So, you know, I like that. Could be someone dressed up as Tenmataro. Oh no, yeah, she said there wasn't anyone dressed up as Tenmataro. Ooh. There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro, or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking! They can't do that to me. I wasn't ready to have to shift voices that quickly. Order! Order in the court! I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I could do. No! Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to see something else out of her. I'll air the new information we have and run an update. What info we got? Okay, when she entered the room, her legs gave out and she fell to the floor. Oh! So now we got 2 emotions here. Collapse in the chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmataro. Huh. I'm trying to remember exactly how I'm supposed to do this. Oh! No, I know what I needed here. Because it's this one that I believe is the unexpected emotion. I think. I might be wrong on that. Yeah. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So it isn't unexpected given her testimony? Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Yes, there is someone at home, and that someone is going to try that again. Oh, I'm sure it is. My spelling is terrible. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even... No, never mind. I did mean to put Phoenix right in there. Which, conveniently, would mean that... Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I believe that I've spelled it wrong the entire time. There we go. Thanks for pointing it out. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to fix that on, like, every stream. But I'll do that. I have no problems with it. Alright. Mm-hmm. Oh! Nope, never mind. I thought that's what it was, given the situation. Damn. Man, I really fucked up my spelling. I want to know when I put this in. Like, it would have been weeks ago because, you know, you can use the same heads up. Oh my god, I did fuck that up. Oh, Lord. What's funny, too, is there is no argument from spell check. They're like, no, yeah, you did that right. I mean, at this point, I probably won't get it now. What the fuck is that? Bro, I got shit going on all over the place here. Now that I think I fucked up myself, because I think I thought it was spelled... It's right here, you idiot. It's right here. And you spelled it wrong. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, that duel I misspelled solely because I think I thought it was spelled like that. I guarantee you, I thought it was spelled like that. And I bet you I had to do it real quick one day. Well, no, Destinies. It never gave me the spell check for Destinies. It never gave me a spell check for Destinies. Because I would have at least noticed it. Ooh. I think that's wrong too. I don't know why my brain was like, maybe this is it. This is what happens when I take a nap, apparently. And then have to use my brain. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm ever getting this. I'm gonna find out what it is, and then I'm just gonna be like, yeah, no, I totally should have gotten that. It's not that. Jaren, welcome to the stream, man. G-Man, welcome to the stream. Give me a small hint. Give me the small hint, Dash. Make it a good one. We've had some good hints on Visual Novel Thursday before. How you guys doing? I'll take hints. No full help yet. Okay, it was that then. Okay. Like, what would be the emotion you'd have for that? Who really needs therapy here? Is it the dude playing the game or the one that I have to analyze? Given that I'm sitting here going like, what emotion would you have for that? I mean, I would think that one fits more than this. Yeah, okay. There we go. Just woke up after work. There you go. How's work been for you, Jan? Any chaos lately? It's more a lack of emotion. Okay, maybe it must just be me. I don't think the lack of emotion there is the... Like, it would be my issue. Solely because I don't think I'd be... Like, if my legs went numb, I wouldn't be sad. I'd be shocked. Not really, or anything you can really say? Okay. Gotta keep those secrets. The focus hasn't kicked in from the tropical punch yet. It's not helping my brain power. Which one's the one for focus? I don't remember. Oh, also, fun fact. Had some mushroom coffee today. This morning I had some mushroom coffee. It wasn't bad. It just had, like, no flavor. It tasted like earth. Oh, I didn't hear her say I didn't see fright. I just saw that her legs gave out. I think that's okay. Then that's more me not reading it fully. The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Oh, now we're gonna get sentimental. We've got too many people here today. That's why I'm not as focused. As a man that's used to like 2 people in chat total, we got like 5 people. Yeah, we talked about that. Right at the beginning of stream. Can't say I'm surprised though. New York's probably the best of the bunch that he was interested in, so I'm not really shocked. He's just gotta hope Malik Neighbor stays healthy. Okay, I'll enter Sunburst of Courage. Now let's see. Ah, look. Uh-oh, we got an info update. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She put up the hands. Dude, it's been so long. It's been so long since the fist came out on any game. I don't even. We had a thing for it. What was it? Oh, nobody really done it since Owie and Danganronpa. Confidence fists. There we go. Fun fact: Mood Matrix runs on Linux. Uh, yeah, I don't remember the confidence fist tags, but oh, she's thrown up the confidence fists. Oh Lord. It was some I don't remember I don't even remember what it was. We haven't used it in fucking forever. Oh, there we go. There we go. Raising up those confidence fists. Fuck yeah. Use that power wisely. Fucking, I love that. We haven't seen confidence fists in forever. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. She remembers everything. I like that Widget just goes like, okay, done my job. See ya. Deuces. A sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was. But, I, I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Apollo, we need to stop asking questions. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? It came from outer space. There were these little green men. These scary little green men, as Ozzy Osbourne put it. Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. Is it this one? Yep. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sunburst of courage come from Did your sunburst of courage have anything to do with this? Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tails flower there at the scene, did you? She just took life point damage. You can't tell me when they do this and you get that sound effect. It's not like just I'm waiting for the like I'm waiting for that because it's totally they took some life point damage. Just about to beat a game, but then saw one guide. There's 30 minutes of cutscenes to sit through. You gotta love that. You gotta love when you're right at the end of a game and it's just movie time. Oh, by the way, watched Sinners the other day. Fantastic film. Fucking awesome. And a fantastic take on a vampire film. Oh, I love that movie. That was worth the wait to watch. Oh, so good. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Highly recommend. Also finished up Chainsaw Man Season 1. So good. Now I'm watching Fallout Season 2 because I have to catch up to it. I gotta watch him. Probably I'll watch that tomorrow at some point. Apparently it's not good, according to ratings. But I'm also thinking it could be people that don't know football, and that might be why they don't like it. So, who knows? The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a nine-tails flower on it. I liked it so much. I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key. I'm gonna add a secret key into my fanfic. It's gonna be quite nice. For anyone new here, the judge writes fanfic in our headcanon. So it all started with April May and, went downhill from there. Man's big on Wattpad. Might I have a look? Your baldness. This is none other than the master key to QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. Oh, the Ole Miss offensive coordinator's been getting looks from the Eagles? I mean, if you're going to bring a dude up from college, coordinating jobs make sense. A master key that went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder, which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is? Until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. There was no one else in there, save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. No! And Apollo just collapses. How could this happen? Athena's about to go Super Saiyan. The defense's assistant will refrain from growing her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks. Fucking sucks real bad. Sykes, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell into his trap. Now, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Objection! Alright, Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo?
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though, as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
I'ma save real quick, because Lord knows bad things gonna happen. Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, do you have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing. But that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. I loved Out of the Box. Great show when I was a kid. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is, too.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that could counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die. Literally.
The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
Whew. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vents, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, The forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then, whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. I mean, the air duct is the only thing that makes sense. Because it's the only thing that leaves without opening the door. I'm worried that it's too simple. And that's where my brain's gonna die off, but, you know. Whatever happens, happens, am I right? Or am I right?
Just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice? Your reasoning skills seem as questionable as your proposed escape route.
I wish I could escape right now.
I'm afraid there's no escaping a penalty for your random guessing, Mr. Justice.
Could I try that one again? Well. Well, the only answer to that then. Wait a minute. They really were not getting about 30 minutes cutscenes. I wonder. Because I didn't think about the fact that the phone's here. I'm gonna do it anyways. It's a bad idea, but I'm doing it anyways. Just because I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be that. Because I entirely forgot about the phone, and it makes sense if he made a call. Because the caretaker would have one.
The hallway door. Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out.
Would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key? I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but...
Well, Mr. Justice, prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting. Let you explain yourself quickly.
I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because... I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it locked on its own is a very interesting statement. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Let me just save just because I can then go back to it. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it. Ouch! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked fox chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside, but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both, like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackquill draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
Slipped it in when the door was open. Threw it in from outside. Changed the lock. I mean, changing the lock I don't think would do anything. I don't think that would work. I'm gonna quickly just save here. It's because I'm not gonna lie, I did not think this would work. Maybe someone threw it in from the hallway when Jinxie opened the door. That would explain. Perhaps we should ask the little scamp herself. When you opened the fox chamber, did you witness anyone throw the master key inside? Sorry, I didn't see anyone else there. Oh. What a pity. Or perhaps you intended to accuse the witness of murder. Alright, so it's throwing it in from outside. Because changing the lock makes no sense. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the fox chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. Ah! I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? The air vent. Yes, the window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The fox chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the fox chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. Okay, that may... I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have thought about somebody going in through the hallway instead of the fox chamber, but eh.
That's preposterous.
Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer, disguised as Tim Mataro, murdered the alderman in the fox chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer?
Amazing! Even I could follow that.
The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Ten Mataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room.
Hey, it looks like the lawyer is beating the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was total whatever.
The massive forehead on this... The massive forehead on this seems whatever.
Order! Order! Order, I say!
Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
A valiant effort, Justice Stono, but your final thrust missed its mark.
Huh?
Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled the youch!
But that is impossible without being spotted by the foyer's security camera. That is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there was no sign of Tim Mataro anywhere in the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good. Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right!
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? Seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
No! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window. What the heck, right?
I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? I mean, we have the paper. Whoa! I thought I was the one with the cords of steel.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Your Honor?
What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?
Take a look at this special edition paper.
Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice?
The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out of the window.
Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting...
Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer, disguised as Tenmataro, flew away. You know, by some way or another.
Silence.
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice.
Okay then, how about the Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there's a rational, common sense explanation for that. The infernal yokai our Trixie Tanuki witnessed never reached the entrance.
It's Galactica flying.
He, or should I say, she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
She? I don't like where this is going one bit.
Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Not good. Not good at all.
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma.
Well, I didn't think our emo boy was gonna accuse her. Didn't even give me a chance to do anything there.
Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever. The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwill's assertions makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window.
Yep, he's saying that Jinxie killed the Alderman. He's saying that Jinxie killed the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Ninetales. I can't believe he would say that.
Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood.
M- Mayor Tenma?
This farce is over. How's it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul?
Tenmataro's true identity is...
Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce.
Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no, don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone.
The real killer is...
Mayor Tenma's going to confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Caw! Caw, caw, caw!
Okay, I'm sorry. He said the word, so I'm just gonna read this fully. Fully. In the right voice. The word's in there. And you know we can't say that word without going into the monochromatic bear.
Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time for my return.
Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Apollo gets more lucky breaks than Phoenix. Alright, I'm gonna make it so that, like, when he does this, he just goes into, like, a voice for it. And somehow he reaches high pitch for this.
Caw, 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 caw. Foolish mortals, I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek.
Mayor Tenma?
Silence! I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King!
This is so stupid. I will say, this is the first time this trial's gotten dumb. Everything until this made somewhat sense. I get why he's doing it, but like, it's just so stupid. The witness will... he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time?
Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro, the one whom you seek. Come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenmataro, you say? What nonsense!
This is Mr. Hack kidnapping Trucy. No, that one made a little more sense. So Mayor Tenma is a yokai now.
Ka, 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 ka. His body is mine now.
So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you?
The accursed power of those warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form.
Your baldness.
This is quite a choice by Mayor Tenma. Quite a choice.
Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
Ugh. Ooh. I really have to burp, and I can't do it. I hate it. I've never been good at making myself burp. It always just randomly happens. I mean, we had a confession from a ghost. Eh.
You claimed the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party. The true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber. But it was the accused all along. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma, the yokai at the scene. That, too, was Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place.
How so, Prosecutor Blackquill?
It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the forbidden chamber's door. But then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the fox chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
But when we arrived on scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window?
Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro?
Oh. Ah! No, Danganronpa jumps the shark constantly. So, nothing will ever jump the shark more than Danganronpa. Now, that wasn't a Visual Novel Thursday game, but it's a visual novel. And I don't think anything jumps the shark more than Danganronpa. Specifically, Ultra Despair Girls. Specifically, Ultra Despair Girls. That jumps the shark with one word. Danganronpa has a talking teddy bear run a killing game. They jump the shark in the prologue. Yeah. Danganronpa 2 jumps the shark when you realize certain things. Oof. Whew. I also want to point out that this means that Damien Tenma is also a big St. Louis Battlehawks fan because he understands the cause, the law.
Caw, 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 caw. That, too, is easily explained. Flew about for a time, did I, but presently tired. I made for the forbidden chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the fox chamber, and I knew no more.
Yes, visual novels just love jumping the shark. We've learned that in almost every visual novel. But I think that comes with visual novels. Like, even Steins Gate, to a point, jumps the shark, but that Steins Gate at least makes sense of why it jumps the shark. Danganronpa just jumps the shark. Like, that thing, you have a high school with a killing game. That immediately, you're like, okay, wait, what? So, yeah. Like, at least with Steins Gate, there's a core factor of how and why everything jumps the shark. Time travel. Because I wrote the game, as we know. Don't know how and when it happened, but I did. That is true, we did have a time-traveling microwave. That might be the only point. Although, it's time travel, so you could say that they're not really jumping the shark because it's time travel. F for Juicy Chicken number 1. Juicy Chicken number 1 will always be with us. We will never forget the power of Juicy Chicken number 1. The real F comes out for there we go. Good toot-a-roo. We really must pay our respects to the fact that we know how Junko Inoshima was created. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Is Blackquill up to his tricks again?
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live? So the rumor about Mayor Tenma is true? I knew yokai were real!
No, never mind. I know what this guy sounds like.
Whoa, so that rumor about Mayor Tenma is true? Fucking I knew yokai were real! You mean they really did kill the alderman? Just so he could release Tenmataro? Order! Order!
Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai.
It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, Your Boldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection! That's an actual good question. Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenmataro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature.
Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence.
This is the dark age of law, where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection.
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence.
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise to not succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but...
He turns into Vegeta at that point. And now we do that for 3 episodes. What's wrong with him?
Prosecutor Blackquill, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that.
I was not ready for fucking All Might to show up again. How about the great karmic justice of Timu Patrick Mahomes going to Oregon only for Dante Moore to go back for a year? Yep. I mean, he could redshirt the year, so that wouldn't be a bad idea. So, yeah. Yep, Fulbright just saved our damn case. I will say, I don't understand why Dante Moore's going back. I don't understand it. He'd be the number 2 pick. Hands down. There's not even a question. He would be going to the Jets. Not even a question. Now, he might be the 4th quarterback off the board. Like, legitimately, I'll say right now, in the 2027 draft class, I mean, I believe that's why he went back, was because the Jets would take him. I legitimately believe it. But he's not going to go until... I'm going to assume probably about the 20th pick. Because in all honesty, if you look at that draft class, we know Arch Manning's going to go first because of the name value. We know Arch Manning's going to go number 1 in 2027. I guarantee you Sam Levitt goes before Dante Moore in that draft class. I guarantee you. I will say, though, and I kind of hate it, I hate that some players do not feel worth being the guys to save a franchise. They're so dead set on going to a good team that they don't want to save a franchise. And that to me tells me you don't think highly enough of yourself. I'm just saying. Dear Lord, Patrick McCarry's making 14.9 next year? Definitely got to lower that cap. Dear Lord, that's so much dead cap. Lord. Man, it's 2 players. That's really it. Oh my god. You guys want to know how much dead cap the Jags have next year? Well, this year. Mendoza's going to play well. He's going to play very well. And having Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty is only a massive positive for him. $43.9 million in dead cap. Somebody can save the Jets. It just depends on who's going to be that guy to try it. There's going to be a quarterback that's able to at least bring something to the Jets. Payne went first, Eli went second. I mean, Arch is... It will not matter how bad he plays. He'll be the first quarterback off the board because his last name's Manning. He could literally have the worst collegiate season ever. He'll still probably get taken. Number 1. What in the devil was that? Wirght. You tampered with my shackles in some manner. I mean, that makes sense. Because you have to take into consideration their current contracts and everything else. Let's see. Let me check Sport Track. Normally I check Sport Track for contract stuff. Let's see. Right now, Sport Track has us 1.8 million over the cap. I will say though, there's easy ways to make money. There is very easy ways for the Jags to make money. Very easy ways. The big thing for us is that dead cap. Oh, when all that dead cap is gone next year, it's going to be so nice. It's going to be so nice. Suns run the Jets. I mean... They're just gonna search college football 25 though for the highest rated players. Don't worry. Or 26. I will say I'm very surprised. The Jags only have 2 void years with players here. You got the Greg Newsome void year that they had to put in, and then they've got De'Ami Brown who's making $500,000, so it's absolutely nothing on the cap. Got all that dead money though. So much dead money. And it's all just Tyson Campbell and Gabe Davis. A little bit of Darnell Savage. It's literally just 3 players that tally out to like 42 million. That's absolutely crazy. Yep. Yeah, but the Jags can open like, I think it's $40 million with like some very basic moves. So I'm not worried about the Jags cap space. I'm really not worried about the Jags cap space. I want to see if there's anyone that's like extremely like if you cut them, you save an ungodly amount of money. I don't think the Jags really have that, but... Oh, Chuma's getting fucking cut. You save 3 mil on the cap and only take 1 mil in dead money? Oh, look at that man's getting cut so quick. That'll be the quickest I've ever seen a man cut. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, they can cut Armstead. I believe it's a post June cut, and he saves them like 14 million on the cap. And you only take like 3 mil in dead money. But I don't even know if that's going to happen. They might do an extension with him to move money. We'll see what happens. But I'm not really worried. You're still in the cutscenes? God damn. It's been over 30 minutes, man. It's been over 30 minutes. Oh, Jen, how did you feel about the total draft? How did you feel about the total draft for St. Louis? Also, how do you feel about the new helmet? Because I'm not sure how I feel about the helmet. And I mean all of the helmets. Like they're not, some of them are not great. There we gotta get rid of Sport Track. So many former Raiders. Hey, I'm happy we got some state players. I was excited about the Thayer Thomas pick. I was like, that's a surprise to see them take him. And then I thought about it and I'm like, white receiver that's become a head coach takes the masterful slot white receiver. Yep, nope, that adds up. That tracks. He's going to know how to coach him perfectly. That is probably like the one pick that I was like, yep, nope, I get it. I am down with Jordan Waters. That's a real good pick. He'll give us the kind of power back that we're looking for. It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special Jolt of Justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for the... Your Honor! You need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackquill will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case... This concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. He's just fucking Albright. Or, All Might. That's all he is. Albright is just All Might. April 18th, 1:20 p.m. Write Anything Agency. Oh, I will say this, you guys are probably going to get today's video up probably around 7, because did not get commentary done yet. So have to do that. Also, for those of you that watched it already, did the video come out good yesterday? Because it looked a little choppy when I was editing it and I brought it up in commentary. Was it a tad bit choppy? Because it was on the recording side of things. It wasn't anything outside of that. You fell asleep watching it? Well, I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least. I will say one thing that made me upset. Every single time I looked at the fucking draft results, all I see is fucking Birmingham and Orlando taking all Battlehawks. They took all the fucking Battlehawks. It pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, I get it. You guys have connections. Can you not? Can you not? We're gonna have a whole new team because literally Orlando and Birmingham are drafting all of our players. I'm surprised we were able to get Blake Jackson back. I will say the wide receiving core I have some hope in. Although, if you ask me, the best wide receiving core probably in the UFL is probably going to be Birmingham. They got Laviska Shenault and Justin Ross. That's a lot of speed with Visca and size with Justin Ross. They might have the best receiving core. Although Chris Rowland being in Orlando is pretty good. Shit, I missed something I wanted to look at. Well, I guess I'm never gonna see it. Nope. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackquill is playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit. Relatable. Even though I already walked my
I walked like a mile and a half today. Wait, what about the investigation?
Whoa, Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work?
I don't remember Trucy's voice. It's been too long.
Yep, I really nailed this new... There we go. I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick.
I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape.
And whoever did, that was the Temmataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw.
Right, maybe there's some evidence in the air duct.
The real fight starts right now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear.
Oh, that's cool. I actually like that they get rid of the stuff you don't need. Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I'm not gonna argue with that. Me and Apollo share a good chunk of qualities. Although I would have enjoyed the craziness in that courtroom. I will say that. I wonder where all that stuff goes.
Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo. Vamonos. Everybody, let's go.
She becomes Dora the Explorer out of nowhere. April 18th, QB Manor, Fox Chamber.
Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct?
Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt. So...
Wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial.
Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It'll probably take a while for him to recover.
I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's go get the evidence we need.
The air duct is the key. We know the Temmataro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the Fox chamber through the hallway door. Then, after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the Fox chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. I will say, though, and it's one of those things that, it's a very minor thing to me, but it's one of those things that constantly is overused. The locked room. Am I the only one who thinks that idea is overused? Excuse me. Ooh. Because almost everything in like mysteries or detective shows does the whole locked room gambit. Where it's, oh man, it's a locked room from the inside. How did it get locked? How could anything happen? And it's kind of a little much.
Yep, he's getting paid just more than he got paid in Baltimore. He was getting paid 17 to 18 mil in Baltimore. So he's getting paid slightly more than he was getting paid in Baltimore. I didn't realize he was making 17 to 18 million.
The killer passed through the air duct. Maybe we'll find some evidence there.
Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up.
Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting.
How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it.
Find anything? Yikes! Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust.
Yeah, dust. Lots of dust.
So what'd you find?
You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time?
Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office.
Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail?
I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting no one's gone through the duct lately?
Kinda looks that way. And if it's true, Mayor Tenma is going to be fingered as the killer.
But...
If we don't turn things around quickly. In justice we trust! Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed.
Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden.
And I'm back to my old devastated self. Oh, come on! Where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Lawyer Man! Bring it on! Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more.
It's not over yet. And besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do.
Are you calling me a bad guy? Me? Bobby Fulbright? Champion of justice?
Then how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here.
Information about the investigation? All right, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again. Understood?
We did it, Apollo.
Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? Okay. What the fuck's going on, Fulbright? I almost called him All Might.
I can't believe Prosecutor Blackquill would stoop that low. I mean, to pinning the blame on a yokai? He really wants a conviction at all costs.
She could give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak.
I doubt that'll teach him anything.
Yeah, he'll probably just write dotard 1,000 times.
That whole yokai business is more likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackquill believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer.
Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it.
Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside QB Manor.
Wait. That isn't the staff Tim Mataro was supposedly carrying, is it?
The one and only. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done.
No way. What about Prince?
Nope, no prints. But if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway.
Well, prince or no prince, it's not going to work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Tim Mataro get it from? Did Prosecutor Blackquill figure out that the victim was the Amazing Ninetales?
He did indeed. A sharp one, all right. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger and the victim's past.
Okay, everybody, too sweet the Ninetales. Because, of course, part of Bullet Club. That does explain why he's throwing up the too sweet. He's doing a super kick and a poison Rana. Obviously, he's part of Bullet Club. I can't believe I didn't pinpoint that earlier. He's just Kenny Omega. And the Young Bucks combined. The Amazing Ninetales, AEW confirmed.
The Amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered the great hero. The Amazing Ninetales' fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center.
I don't blame them. I mean, their favorite masked wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened.
Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the Amazing Ninetales? Spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate.
We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison.
What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinxie's father, but our client?
Oh yeah.
You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of a figure 4 leg lock.
Fulbright, that move doesn't hurt at all. It's really, really simple. I'm gonna break kayfabe here, bro, and tell you it's not painful. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Especially if it's Charlotte putting it on?
Now that you mention it. Our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something.
He did? What did he say?
Said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligation to speak with you mortals," and other things of that nature. As painful as John Cena's STF. The only move I think would actually be, like, kind of painful. I could see a Boston Crab legitimately being, like, painful to some degree. Full Nelson can be painful to a degree. I mean, crossface if you actually do, you know, wrench back. I mean, you know, rear naked choke. That'll make you pass out. Like, there's some moves I think that would be legitimately painful. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him. Because Prosecutor Blackquill's busy questioning him. I know! Why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids?
What now, Apollo?
How about regrouping back at the agency?
Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there.
It depends. I've put myself in the sharpshooter. It's not that painful. Because all it is you lock your legs in what would be a figure 4 and then just bend your legs back. Like, I could see a legitimate Boston Crab if they sit down being a bit painful. But with the sharpshooter, I don't think. I don't think it's overtly that painful. As long as, you know, if you're flexible at all. April 18th, Write Anything Agency. Maybe I'll go read over some past cases.
And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out. Why the fuck are you bummed out?
How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff, and the only way is down.
In other words, business as usual, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we're bound and gagged, too.
Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up. Oh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough.
I can only assume this is Phoenix. Which it's difficult because I just normally use my normal voice for both him and Apollo. Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here too.
Mr. Wright.
How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena?
I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before.
Really? What happened? I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know. I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle.
Yeah, and on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice.
At least you figured out how someone could have escaped that locked room. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news.
How are we going to get out of this one?
The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Force a smile?
Yeah, my mentor taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Basics. Always believe in your client, huh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. Really weird that it felt like I had been there before in a past life. I don't know, it was weird. Had a weird, vivid memory of some guy called a Herlock Sholmes or something. Fucking weird. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did. An old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Oh. Yes, you were never very far from the courtroom then. An old friend of him needed some help with some legal work. We know who that old friend had to be. It was one of two people. I'm assuming our boy Miles Edgeworth and his edgy self, or my man was going there to get whipped. It had to be one of the two. It had to be. We're talking Europe. Because I believe Miles leaves America at the end of the main trilogy, I believe.
It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all.
I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her. And I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions.
It's nothing special.
Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers.
It's just, I thought that my special ability could help defend innocent people, and I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. And that's why I really started hitting the books hard.
Still amazed she actually became a lawyer. And at the tender age of 18, no less. Wow, that's almost superhuman. Or personal. Like she's trying to help somebody she knows.
Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. Like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their bigot smiles.
And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright? Yes? I'm going to visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright. Time to see what's new down at the detention center. We're just rolling place to place right now.
Mayor Tenma, we wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay, so he's still possessed.
Caw-caw, caw-caw. So, my minions have returned. Apollo, he still thinks he's a yokai.
I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again.
Silence, peddler of the legal trade. Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste.
Wow.
He's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. Starting to wonder if we should even be helping him win his freedom.
Still, we can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed, you know what I mean? Why is he... I don't like that he's doing that with his hand. I really don't like that he's doing that with his hand.
If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now, ask me what you will.
I suppose it's worth a shot. Yeah, I saw he's going to Oklahoma. His son also committed there, so I think that's a reason he's going to Oklahoma. His son committed there as a linebacker. We'll see how long his son's there, though. Because we know how college sports are nowadays. Don't mind me, I'm just placing a bet for the first time in like 3 months. For like no money. Where is... There it is. I gotta go back to Twitter. Was it? No, okay. There we go, and we want this. I'll just about double my 30 cents if it hits. Doesn't hit, I'm down to no money. Just perfectly fine. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing?
Indeed, the remnants of Tenmataro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand. Ka-ka, ka-ka.
Yep, that's everything I've seen is said he's gonna skip NXT. Which, I'm a little bit surprised at that. but given you don't, outside of Obafemi, who's getting the call up, you don't really have a guy like Hobbs. So I kind of like them bringing him in. I would hope he's going to SmackDown and not Raw, but well, no, he's probably going to SmackDown since Obafemi is going to Raw. Be more of a Vince move, and it would be a Triple H move. I mean, all accounts, he's going there. I'm just surprised he's skipping it. I thought they would put him on NXT because they don't really have a shit ton of star power right now in NXT. And, you know, if you believe Dave and his thoughts, not really anything anybody said, according to him, he thinks that WWE doesn't see Ricky Starks and Ethan Page as main event talents, which, I'm sorry, Ethan Page is money. That dude is so much money. When he hits the main roster, he's going to get over so quick. He fits WWE style perfectly. I don't think Ricky's moving up for a while. He's going to have to carry NXT for a bit.
The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie. What's this? I must breach these walls and go defend my little...
Oh no. Okay, he broke out. He broke out of it. So, I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once.
Huh? Mayor Tenma, is that you?
Oh, well, now, Damien appears to... Oh, no, he's changed back.
Well now. Damien still appears to still reside within this body, but I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine. Be silent now, Damien.
I guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman QB, did you?
I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him.
Yikes! So... You're saying there must have been somebody else there. Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with this statue. I'd better ask about this too. Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me.
Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. Behold, the key to the Forbidden Chamber.
Whoa! Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too?
Ah! I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer, did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber.
So he wanted to keep it shut tight.
But no fingerprint shall you find upon that key.
How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers then?
Foolish mortal! You would have me, Tenmataro, act as some asinine alchemist? I but asked the jailer, and my will was done. Quite eagerly, I must add. Caw-caw, caw-caw.
Always an honor to serve your malevolence. Guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of.
Can we ask you how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door. Curse that infernal door! But if had I known its manner of opening, long, long ago would I have made my return.
He has a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works? Alright. Killer, where the fuck is she? Oh, Fulbright's here. Wait, can we... Out of curiosity. Yep. Oops. Where the fuck's Jinxie at? Well, maybe I have to talk to her.
So the crime scene was locked tight at the time. This is a tough one.
The only people in that locked room were the deceased, the alderman, and the mayor.
Maybe the killer hid somewhere in that room.
But is there really anywhere to hide in the Fox Chamber?
That was quite a day in court. The news just can't stop talking about how the demon Tenmataro made an appearance.
There's never an exorcist around when you need one.
Well, I heard the judge actually held an exorcism in his courtroom after that.
Good. Let's hope it's the last we'll see of that pain in the neck yokai.
I don't know. I have a feeling Tenmataro could exorcise an exorcist.
As an attorney defending a demon, I know exactly how that feels. I don't care about this. Your elbow angle's a little off. Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
Who the fuck am I supposed to talk to, even more so? Nope, you have nothing more to talk about. Oh! Wait a minute. I want to see. Just... Nope. Okay. I thought maybe I'd get him to talk about the Amazing Ninetales. Here we go.
A descendant of old Ninetales, perhaps. It would seem he's doing quite well these days.
Yeah, he's a huge hit from kids all the way up to their grandparents.
It seems I've been resting on my laurels for far too long. It is time I, too, debut in the mortal world and rekindle my struggle against that Willy Fox. That's the spirit. You can make your debut as soon as we get you that not guilty verdict. Then I'd best return to top form. Push-ups and sit-ups should do for now. Caw, caw, caw.
Is he planning a new career as a pro wrestler? Maybe. Oh.
Why, this is a photo of me soaring through the heavens. But look at my wing angle. It's all wrong.
Wow, you were really a stickler for details.
I even gave a big smile for the camera. But so small am I in this shot that one can't even see it.
Never knew demons were so interested in how they're presented by the media.
Ages has it been since I've seen that. We often battled it out like this back in the day.
I've been meaning to ask, which one of you is stronger?
Caw, 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 caw. That would be me, of course. For I'm the demon lord of the yokai. Caw, shaw.
Yeah, but the ninth of Athena, don't encourage him. It's already hard enough as it is.
I just wanted to find out which one was really the strongest. What, might I ask, is that?
This statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder.
Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes. Something wrapped in just such a cloth does he recall.
Be stronger, but the Ninetales might have been cleverer. Might have been more clever.
A secret gift from Alderman QB, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it.
Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck?
Of that, Damien does not know.
Secret gift. Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. Should question him about the blackmail letter, too. There we go.
Why, this! This is the accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien.
Apparently, somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Caw-caw, caw-caw. You have questions, do you? Very well. Ask away, mortal.
Who placed this in the alderman's pocket?
Very Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase.
So, whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in this theft and placement in the alderman's pocket. We have taken care of unattractive fiber. 78 grams. That's a good chunk of fiber. That'll have you shitting.
Ah! Could it have been his doing?
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Taro? Did you just remember something?
Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter. Damien's aide, Florent Lebel. Full knowledge of that briefcase's contents did that aide possess.
Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for.
That is preposterous. He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien.
Seems like Mayor Tenma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter into the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florent Lebel. Here comes justice. Let's go find Mr. Lebel and rake him over the coals. Thanks for the help. You've just given us a major lead. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. Lebel is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the forbidden chamber? Should probably search it for clues. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. Yeah, here we go. April 18th, Nine Tails Vale, Yokai Lane. Hey, isn't that? Oh, God.
You dare imprison me?
Jinxie! She's acting really strange. She's had a bit too much of the sake.
Thou loathsome, good-for-nothing Ninetales, he shall know the terror that is despair. You shall pay. You shall pay dearly. All of you.
Jinxie? Are you alright? Ah!
Oh, is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer?
Morning, Jinxie.
Morning. Isn't it already past noon? And what am I doing here? Last I remember, I laid down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no. It must have been Makuragaishi.
Makuragaishi?
Ever wake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place? Or that you've been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway? Well, it's that yokai's fault. The Magurakaishi preys on people while they're asleep.
Sounds like you just need to be tucked in really tight, or maybe a snug sleeping bag.
Jinxie, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead? I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. Without them, evil things can creep into me.
I'd say we had a more than adequate demonstration of that just now.
I'd better reapply them.
Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you.
There was something I wanted to tell you too. I remembered something else.
You did? What was it? And we will find out what Jinxie remembers next week. The main reason I'm cutting it off a bit shy is one, this is a good cliffhanger, and two, I do have shit to do today. AKA a chunk of recording, and I still do have to get the commentary done. That's the main reason we're cutting it just a bit shy today. But this is a good cliffhanger. So, that's always a good thing. Tomorrow, we'll be back for the Pokemon Black Hardcore Randomized Nuzlocke. And we will more than likely, I would think, set ourselves up for the 6th gym badge. I believe. I think we will probably take on Skyla tomorrow. By the end of the stream, I should say. Because we do have a lot of encounters and just walking to get through tomorrow in that stream. So with that, Jaren, Dash, G-Man, some Indarza. And did I get everybody? I think I did. I appreciate all you guys for being here. And if you're watching after the fact, or just chilling in chat, I appreciate you too. I think that's all I need to cover for all of this. So with that, I will see you guys. Wait for it. I'm not ready. I gotta get music going. That's what I gotta do. I am an idiot. And I'm gonna blow my own ears out if I don't lower my volume. Let's go. Let's go this one. But with that, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.